Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Russ with Joe's Gaming and Electronics, here with another highly requested video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to replace a battery on a Samsung Galaxy Watch SM-R810. So let's begin. So there's going to be 4 screws that you will have to remove. To take apart the battery, you will have to remove the back cover in order to get into it. We're using a 2.0 by 25 millimeter screwdriver. It's a 3-point screwdriver, which will remove the 4 screws pretty easy. Sometimes if the screws are a little bit stuck in there, they're a little bit stale, that means water has either got in there or some sort of sweat, and they're a lot harder to take out. This one's pretty fresh, so it's really nice and easy to take out. So after that, I like to go ahead where they program the Samsung watches. There's going to be a little knob here. I like to go to the right of it and just go down and then just pry up. It's going to come off slowly, but it should come right all the way off. There will be adhesive, so do not remove the adhesive because you will just add some more adhesive on top to just make sure it's all good. So we'll just pop off this ribbon here, take off the ribbon. Oops. Set this aside. Set that aside. And there's going to be some ribbons here, so I just like to use it's a plastic tool, which really helps with taking apart ribbons so you don't damage them. Because if you do end up using like a pry tool, something a little like more metal, it'll just go right through it. So I just like to take my time and do it the right way. So after that, just take the metal. It's a small flat head. Just take that, and then at the top of the watch, go ahead and just lift it up. And then there's going to be this ribbon, the long screen ribbon, which just needs to be pulled out. Just pull back, pulled out. So we'll set the screen aside. And then there's going to be a Phillips screw that you will just need to take apart. It's the 1.5 by 25 millimeter Phillips screwdriver, which you can purchase off our website. And go ahead and unscrew that screw. And what I like to use is this pry tool, the plastic one. It doesn't do any damage as long as you don't go near the components. And I'm along the top of the watch, so there's not really much components there. And next, should just come right up, and then there will be these buttons. It's for the power button and the back button for the watch. This is the main board here, so we'll just set that aside too. And next, we're gonna take apart the battery. So I'm gonna go inside here, like so. It should pop right off. There's gonna be some glue adhesive on the bottom. Should be nice to take apart, shouldn't be too hard. And then what we do is go ahead and just pull those connector points out. And this is the housing for the battery and the board. So we'll be putting the new battery into that housing. So we're gonna take the new battery, gonna go ahead and set the new battery the way it's supposed to go. It should already have adhesive on the bottom and it should already stick. And then now we're gonna go ahead and take the board. So you locate where the buttons are supposed to go and you put the board back in that way. It should just clip right in, and you put the ribbon connectors, the buttons back into place. And next, in order to securely put it back on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put back the Phillips screw. If the Phillips screw is a little harder to twist in than you twist it out, that's fine, because it's one of those connectors where it just pushes on it and it's a little harder to screw in, but it seems pretty easy right now. And plug this ribbon back in, and we're gonna take the screen. So the board is always facing up towards the back housing. So there's a broken screen, but it still works. And what you do is pull the ribbon back a little bit, and then just slide the ribbon through that long hole, and then you just push it down, but make sure those ribbons don't come out, because sometimes they do come out when you're repairing the device, and when you snap it in, it ends up snapping the whole ribbon, so then you would have to replace the actual ribbon on the main board. So next, slap on the screen, and I like to test it before I put on the back housing. It just saves some time. So I just click the power button, make sure the unit turns on, which it does. Sweet, we'll just let it power up here. Alright, perfect, it powered on. That means the battery is good to go. So we're gonna power the unit back off, and we're gonna start applying the adhesive onto the actual back housing to put it all back together. So this shouldn't be too hard, so you just apply, go ahead and go around and just apply adhesive. Not too thick of a layer, just enough to get it on there. You don't need much because then it'll just start spewing from the sides, but just enough to get it secured. I usually let it sit afterwards for about a few hours before actually using it, just to make sure everything's gonna be good. But it's cool how the 4 screws hold it together, so you don't need to like make some sort of jig to hold it in so it stays put. The 4 screws will help do that. So take the ribbon, plug the ribbon back in, make sure you feel that the ribbon's going in, because then if you put it back together, it's going to be a little bit difficult to take apart because the glue's already on. So make sure the ribbon's actually on, make sure you push it down to make sure it's actually secure, and then set it down, clip it in. It should clip without a problem. If there is some sort of, it doesn't want to clip back in, that means the board isn't in all the way, so you would have to push the internal housing in to make sure the back housing actually fits. So we'll take the 3-point screwdriver again, and we're going to screw back in the screws. Just a good tug. Don't make sure not to overdo it, because then you can strip the screw and then water is going to start leaking through it. So make sure you just give it a good little tug, and that should do it. Should do the trick. All right. So yeah, like I said, 2 hours, about 2 hours to cure. I mean, you could still probably wear the watch, but I just usually like to clean it afterwards because it does end up spewing out a little bit, and just wipe it down and then cleaning the watch before I put it on. But there you go. That is how you replace a battery on a Samsung Galaxy SM-R810 watch. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.